Hey everyone, this is Chash, and today I thought we could throw a coin to our creatures. This is our Witcher sort of themed deck. This is Athreos SHROUD-VEILED. This is 4 colors, 1 white and 1 black for a legendary enchantment creature god. Indestructible. As long as your devotion to white and black is less than 7, it's not a creature. And at the beginning of your end step, put a coin counter on another target creature. Whenever a creature with a coin counter... That was weird. There we go. Dies or is put into exile, return that card to the battlefield under your control. Why am I doing it this way? Well, look, I haven't been paid from work yet. I haven't been able to go and buy a box and get the buy a box promo, which is real sad. So we'll just have to do it without actually having the creature, which is fine. Pick up your copies of Stronic Resonator. This is very important. 2 colors, artifact, 2 and tap, copy target, triggered ability you control. You may choose new targets for the copy. You can copy Athreos' effect. Now, Athreos puts coins on any creature on the battlefield, not just yours. So you can Resonator and put 2 coins out there. That is bonkers good. Why is that so bonkers good? Well, because we want to wipe or exile the board and have fun doing it. You'll notice I'm not playing Wrath of God. I actually can't find my copy of Wrath of God. Yeah, I know. I'm going to have to go out and buy another one. Maybe I'll get one of the player rewards promos because they're like full art, foil and cute. But basically we've got 4 board wipes here. We've got Decree of Pain, which when it destroys all the creatures, they can't be regenerated. And then when they're destroyed this way, we get to draw a card for each. We can cycle it if we want, but we're never going to do that. We, of course, have Bontu's Last Reckoning, which is only 3 mana destroy all creatures, but then lands that you control don't untap during your next untap step, which doesn't really matter too much to us. We have Merciless Eviction, because it's many different modes that we can choose to exile stuff that's really handy. And of course we have a Sublime Exhalation, because it's basically Wrath of God, depending on how many players we've got left. Okay, so we know we can put So we know that we can put coin counters on stuff. What'll happen is those creatures then will inevitably die, be exiled, whatever, and then they come back under our control. Ours. So, how are we going to do that? Well, first off, we have an Altar of Dementia. I know how this is going to sound, so just stay with me. 2 colors for an artifact, sacrifice a creature, target player puts a number of cards equal to the sacrifice powers, the creature's power from the top of their library into their graveyard. So we can mill our opponents out, potentially. Diabolic Intent, you can sacrifice a creature as an additional cost to play this card, obviously, and then search your library for a card and put that card into your hand, shuffle your library. Sacrifice outlets are great. Priest of Forgotten Gods, 1 black and 1 colorless human cleric, tap and sacrifice 2 other creatures. Any number of players then lose 2 life and sacrifice a creature. Then you add 2 black and draw a card. Of course, we had the Bontus. We've got Bontu the Glorified, legendary creature god for 3, converted mana cost for a 4/6 with medicine indestructible. Can't attack or block unless a creature died under your control this turn. 1 black and 1 color, sacrifice another creature, scry 1 and each opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. Yahenni, Undying Partisan, much the same, 1 black and 2 colors for a 2/2 with haste. Whenever a creature an opponent controls dies, put a +1/+1 counter on Yahenni and sacrifice another creature. Yahenni gains indestructible. Very important that we have some sacrifice outlets to go with our deck so that we can just like pop counters on stuff and then higgledy-piggledy let things die for extra value. What type of extra value? Well, we're looking for things that either give you something when they enter, or give you something when they die, or both. Solemn Simulacrum, 2/2 for 4 colors. Artifact Creature Golem. When the Simulacrum enters the battlefield, search your library for a basic land and put it onto the battlefield tapped, and then shuffle your library. When it dies, you get to draw a card. Wormcoil Engine. You should really be familiar with this. If you're not, go out and buy a copy or two. This is 6 colors for a Death Touch Lifelinker. When it dies, put a 3/3 colors worm artifact creature token with Death Touch and a 3/3 colors worm artifact creature token with Lifelink onto the battlefield. Angel of Despair, it's an oldie but a goodie. I think it was downgraded to an uncommon. 3 colors, 2 white and 2 black for an angel with flying. It is a 5/5 and 5/5. Use your words. When Angel of Despair enters the battlefield, destroy target permanent. Any permanent. Coins on it. Sacrifice it. My goodness, just start blowing stuff up left, right, and center because you feel like it. Phyrexian Ranger, 2 colors and 1 black. When it enters the battlefield, you get to draw a card and you lose a life. Draw your card. That's pretty much it. 2 white, 2 black for a Ballistic Bellhaunt. This is a 3/4 spirit. And when it enters the battlefield, each opponent discards a card and you gain a life. Well, sorry, 3 life, but yeah, you know what I mean. Gonti, Lord of Luxury. I think we've talked about Gonti many times. This is a Death Touch 2/3 for 4 converted mana cost. When Gonti enters the battlefield, look at the top 4 cards of target opponent's library and exile one of them face down. Then the rest on the bottom of that library in a random order. For as long as that card remains exiled, you can look at it and you can cast it using mana as though a mana of any type to cast it. Restoration Angel makes an appearance in this deck. What a surprise. 3 colors and 1 white, flash and flying. When it enters the battlefield, you can exile target non-angel creature you control and then return that card to the battlefield under your control. We're actually not, I think this is like the 3 angels in here. Ravenous Chupacabra, this is 2 colors and 2 black for a beast horror. Such a beastie little horror boy, it's such a good doggo. 2/2, and when it enters the battlefield, destroy target creature an opponent controls. Gary's back! So now I've got heaps of copies of Gary, because I went out and bought a whole bunch of them, because I only had 1 to share among all my decks before. Grey Merchant of Asphodel. 3 colors and 2 black. When Gary enters the battlefield, your opponent loses X life, where X is your devotion to black. You gain life equal to the life lost this way. Shriekmaw. This is pretty much just for the evoke cost, let's face it. 4 colors and 1 black for a fear. 3/2. It's a really shockingly bad statted creature until you read the rest of it. When it enters the battlefield, destroy target non-artifact, non-black creature for the evoke cost, which is 1 black and 1 colors. Revelark, 4 colors and 1 white for a flying elemental, which, I mean, just looks like a bunch of stuff. Does it really look elementally? It just looks like a bunch of like buds and wings. Anyway, when Revelark leaves the battlefield, return up to 2 target creature cards with power 2 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. We do have a couple of 2 or less in our deck just to take care of Revelark. Noxious Gearhulk, 4 colors and 2 black artifact creature construct menace. When it enters the battlefield, you can destroy another target creature. If a creature is destroyed this way, you gain life equal to its toughness. Sun Titan, 4 colors and 2 white vigilance giant 6/6. When it enters the battlefield or attacks, you can return a target permanent card with a converted mana cost of 3 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. Here we get into our payoffs. So, Ayara, First of Lothlane. This is 3 black for a legendary creature elf noble. It is a 2/3, and also she is a very silver-tongued elf, apparently, can talk you around to doing anything. When Ayara, First of Lothlane, or another black creature, notice black, that's fine, we're not running that many white creatures, enters the battlefield under your control, each opponent loses 1 life and you gain life. You can tap and sacrifice another black creature to draw a card. So the cool thing here is twofold. So number one, it's going to be working with your Athreos pretty well, because Athreos is going to be throwing creatures back in play under your control. Sure, it's probably not going to work for the majority of your opponent's creatures, because they're probably not going to be black, but that's cool, we don't care about that. Harvester of Souls. Whenever another non-token creature you control dies, whenever another non-token creature dies, you may draw a card. So that's anyone's creatures, including your opponent's. Whenever Zulaport, Cutthroat, or another creature you control dies, each opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. Butcher of Malakir, flying for a 5/4. Whenever Butcher of Malakir or another creature you control dies, each opponent sacrifices a creature. We, of course, have the new Erebos, Bleak-Hearted. So this is 4 mana for a 5/6 indestructible. As long as your devotion to black is less than 5, it's not a creature. And whenever another creature you control dies, you may pay 2 life. If you do, draw a card. Pretty cool. Don't worry about the sacrifice of the creature. I mean, you can. It's still a sack outlet, but we want to draw cards off this. Grave Pact is amazing in this deck. Whenever a creature you control dies, each other player sacrifices a creature. So, chucking coins on other people's creatures, and then sacrificing your creature to one of your sacrifice effects, and then getting those creatures under your control because your opponents are like sacrificing all their creatures. Sounds very good. Sangromancer, 2 colors and 2 black flying for a 3/3. Whenever a creature an opponent controls dies, you may draw 3 life. Yeah, that's great. You may gain 3 life. Okay, so that'll keep us in the game, and that's pretty cool. But I know what you're thinking. It's like, well, what else have we got in here that'll actually help us out? Well, we have a reanimation package of Whip of Erebos. So return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. It gains haste. Exile it at the beginning of your next end step. We'll get to that in a second. If it would leave the battlefield, exile it instead of putting it anywhere else, and activate this ability only anytime you can cast a sorcery. Creatures you control have lifelink. This will not only keep you in the game, but with Erebos, the creature that you get back is going to come back to play. Because it doesn't matter if it dies or if it's exiled. It comes back, minus the coin. Victimize. 1 black and 2 colors. Choose 2 creature cards in your graveyard. Sacrifice a creature. If you do, return the chosen cards to the battlefield tapped. Stitch Together is an interesting one that's not very... I don't think it's very highly played, but it's fine. 2 black. Return target creature card from your graveyard to your hand. Boo. But Threshold. Return that creature from the graveyard to the battlefield instead if you have Threshold. Dread Return, of course, 2 black and 2 colors. Sorcery, return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. Flashback is sacrifice 3 creatures, so helpful with Grave Pact, and then you can basically wipe the board. Animate Dead, it's wordy. It just, enchant creature gets -1/-0, okay? Reanimate, put target creature card from a graveyard onto the battlefield under your control, and then you lose life equal to the converted mana cost for a single black. We also have Exhume. Each player puts a creature card from his or her graveyard, or their graveyard, onto the battlefield. And then you can basically like put coins and stuff, and then kill them, and yeah, it's great. Sheltered Whispering one, you're probably already aware of. At the beginning of your upkeep, return target creature from your graveyard to the battlefield. At the beginning of each opponent's upkeep, that player sacrifices a creature. And of course we have a Revos in here. So the Soul Tender is in here just so that we can get creature cards from our discard pile back to our hand. Alright, so if that plan doesn't work out, do we have ways to grind the game and win other ways? Yes, we do! Combo! Console of Allocation. One black, one black, 1 white, 1 colorless. Whenever an opponent casts a non-creature spell, that player loses 2 life and you gain 2 life. Taser, Envoy of Ghosts, of course. Vigilance, protection from creatures. Whenever a creature deals combat damage to you, destroy that creature and put a 1/1 white and black spirit creature token with flying onto the battlefield. Abyssin just gives our stuff indestructible and has indestructible herself. Time Little Weaver, or Timna, is lifelink with a 2/2, so not bad stats for 3 mana. But it's mainly in here just so that we can draw some extra cards when we need to. We have an Erebos to stop our opponents from gaining life. Fate Unraveler for all of those people who love to wheel and draw a lot of cards. They're going to be taking a lot of damage. Now, Villas is an interesting one because you know what that's leading to. I know, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. So it's flying, it's an 8/8, it's a big nasty demon, but whenever we lose life, we get to draw that many cards. Which is great because Bolas's Citadel means that we can just basically pay life to play the top card and draw a whole stack of cards with it as well. And our final one is Revel in Riches. 4 colors and 1 black for an enchantment. Whenever a creature an opponent controls dies, create a colorless treasure artifact token with tap and sacrifice this artifact to add 1 mana of any color to our mana pool, which we'll never do. We want the second line. At the beginning of your upkeep, if you control 10 or more treasures, you win the game. So, throwing coins to your creatures, making sure you can kill everyone's stuff, sacrificing things like an almost slight aristocrats theme with a heavy reanimation package seems like a pretty good go for Athreos. Right, well, I really hope that you enjoyed that. I know I did. This is just such a great commander, by the way. Just so much fun. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Go and check out my articles at puremtgo.com. For all of your gaming supplies, visit our affiliate at inkedgaming.com/Chesh. That's right, that is our affiliate link code thing. And we have some stuff coming up soon with Wizards. We're doing a draft real soon of the latest set. So Athreos Beyond Death with the booster packs supplied by Wizards. So that will be coming out sometime mid to late Feb, so keep your eyes out for that. There will also be some pre-release codes up for grab for MTG Arena. I've been Chesh, and this is my face, and it's cute.